stream. And yeah, welcome. And if you're going to leave a comment, do it quickly because Universum Liberate. Yes, Universum Liberate. I know it's backwards, but mirror image thing on phone because reasons. There's no setting to change it, I think. So, anyway, just chillin' post ride here, and welcome to the stream. Congratulations on realizing the channel exists. Just doing a little sunrise riding. We'll have some shorts that will depict what went on this morning a little bit later in the day. So this will be a short stream. We'll be talking about cycling, why you should race a bike. Here's why: reach your peak fitness. That's a good reason, right? Reach your peak fitness. That may be why you should race a bike. I'll just say that. I'll just leave it there. So yeah, you may never reach peak fitness if you don't race. You may, but you may not. It's likely that you won't. And there is an age group for you if you think you're too old to ride or race bike. The average age of the largest club in the Lehigh Valley is 67 years old. So plenty of people start at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, and they take a journey down the rabbit hole. And it is a deep one, to say the least. A deep, deep rabbit hole is the sport of cycling. Eyes up here, folks. Eyes up here. Come on. Get your mind out of the chamois pad. Get your mind out of the chamois pad, folks. Yeah, it's been a hell of a 2 years. Hell of a 2 years on the bike. Shout out to everybody who's joined me on the hundreds and hundreds of rides. Cheers, Barb. Ah, yes. The bittersweet taste of organic Peruvian. Organic Peruvian, folks. You can find some organic coffee picks at our Amazon shop. And this is a paid advertisement. By the way, we're never paid jack on our Amazon store. I mean, like Amazon gives us a statement all the time and says, "We're paying out. Unfortunately, you made nothing. Nothing." It's totally worth our time sharing those links with you, folks. Totally worth our time. Trust me. I wouldn't steer you wrong. No, for real. Yeah, thanks for leaving comments, Barb. Those are emojis. So, hi. I think that's the Incredible Hulk. So, shout out to Tadej Pogacar, the best cyclist in the history of the sport. So, who was expecting to see that happen in your lifetime, right? Everybody thought, oh, it's a foregone conclusion. Eddie Merckx. Eddie Merckx is the dude. Nobody will ever be as good as Eddie Merckx. He's got, I don't know, nearly 300 pro wins or something like that. A crazy number. Well, guess what? Tadej. It's actually pronounced Tadej. Tadej Pogacar, a Slovenian, has emerged as the greatest cyclist of all time. It's pretty bonkers. Pretty bonkers. So, it's let us know in the comments who your favorite rider is. Of course, my favorite rider is not Tadej or Eddie Merckx. It's actually riders that I ride with personally. People who I've ridden and raced with for quite a while. I'll just say that. I don't want to date myself too much. I'm not that hot. But to date yourself? That's a terrible idea. No, I'm not divulging when I graduated high school. Yeah. It's been an interesting 2 years. I'll just say that. If you ever do want to pick up the sport of cycling, consult your local club and or bike shop. They will hook you up. Support your local bike shop. Don't forget to visit theveloshop.net for all of your cycling needs. Theveloshop.net. That's my official USAC trade team. Just eating some freshly picked Pennsylvania Georgia peaches. Yet another reason to move to Lehigh Valley. Our viewers, we live in the Fertile Crescent. So if you want to live in one of the greatest places in the world, Lehigh Valley, PA, it's bonkers. It's a little too nice. It's a little too nice, and I'm not kidding, because real estate prices are absolutely through the roof. So move to the Lehigh Valley, but be prepared to pay ridiculous rent or to pay ridiculous sticker price on homes, because they are bonkers. Now, there are lots of surrounding areas. Excuse, excuse me. There are lots of surrounding areas where it goes down in price a little bit. But yeah, super expensive. One of the most expensive places, or at least one of the most inflated property values in the past few years. Because it's an hour from both Philadelphia and New York. And that caused it to be the site of a lot of people evacuating the city. And who can blame them for evacuating the city in 2020 and driving home prices through the roof and rents through the roof, because, you know, a lot of them maintain their jobs in New York and Philadelphia, and they make a pile of cash. So, it was really an improvement for them, because they get to invest a pile of cash into a beautiful suburban home that they can easily afford with their existing income. So, you can't blame them. But if you're from Lehigh Valley, as am I, it's not great unless you're a current homeowner. If you are, you're now rich. Congratulations. One day I'll be a homeowner. And check this out, folks. I promise I'm going to retire before the age of 8,000. Yep. I'm on pace now to be retired by the age 7,500. So, and I've proven 2 days in a row that I'm not a timeless vampire. So ignore that reverse aging, folks. It's not because I'm the undead, okay? If you'd like to talk about mythological beasts, I'd be happy to. But, oh my gosh, so juicy. So juicy, so succulent. Man, oh man. Out of control. Out of control PA peaches from Shady Mountain Market. Shady Mountain Market. The deals there are not shady. And neither are the flower dress wearing Mennonite staff. They are not shady at all. They are as legit as it gets. It doesn't get more legit than Amish and Mennonite farm products. You ought to see this cherry pie we got. Check this out. Here, I'll show you. Again, the place is called Shady Mountain Market. We only have one slice left, but look at that thing. It's you can't even see it very well, can you? Hold on, let me. Wait, there's one left, and it is bonkers. $12 for this, like, I don't know, what is it, a 10-inch? I think it's about a 10-inch. So yeah, it's it is out of control. Shady Mountain Market. It's at Shady Mountain, PA. It's kind of near Dryville. But if you look it up, you'll find it. It's on Google Junkware Maps, so you can find it there. Shady Mountain Market. Oh man, it is. If you're in town, check it out. And if you're in Amish country, if you're in Ephrata, Pennsylvania, check out the Green Dragon, the world's allegedly largest open market, the largest open air market, I believe. It is a huge flea market and and farmers market. The Green Dragon, you can't miss it. And if you play D&D, you're not going to find any chlorine gas there. You're not going to find a cone of chlorine gas. You'll find all kinds of crazy deals. textiles straight from Asia that you can't find in the U.S. whatsoever, at least last time I went. Although there are tariffs applied to them now, so they're probably inflated in price or perhaps not even there at all. Thanks for leaving a comment, The Blocks Kid. And Shannon Allison. Ah, Greg LeMond is your favorite rider. Okay. So you must have been a fan of cycling in the 1980s. I did watch one of the tours back then, and I remember saying, that's awesome. Look at the Alps. How beautiful is that? But that looks way too hard to do something like that. And the next thing you know, here I am. Yeah. So riding things like this and leaving my lights on. So, yeah, Greg LeMond, that's a good call. I mean, a lot of Americans are going to say that same thing. Greg LeMond, not a bad call. A lot of Americans will still say Lance Armstrong. I mean, interestingly enough, most cyclists actually don't like Lance very much. And it's not because of the doping. It's because all riders have a reputation in field, and the sport is largely self-policed. So we really have to watch what we do because the sport is self-policed. Makes it very dangerous for you to do very stupid things. That's why we don't do stupid things. And that's why there's such a high accountability for bike racers. So if you go out and do go out and do a crazy, like a group ride, and you see teams of riders that are all wearing the same kits, these people are riding thousands of miles every year together very fast and racing on the weekends and maybe even on weeknights. And they're very good bike handlers. There's a reason why some of us ride thousands and thousands and thousands of miles every year and, almost never crash, almost never have a mishap. I mean, of course, yes, stuff happens. It's always a matter of when you're going to crash, not if you're going to crash. But still, it is certainly worth the risk. And I'm chugging the rest of my coffee. I already had an energy drink today. Any of you tried the Celsius energy drink products? We've been messing with these. They upset our stomach when we first got them, but after that, they worked pretty well. Got a bunch of different flavors. They're not the best tasting. You're probably going to pipe up and say sucralose is evil. It's made with chlorine or something. But yeah, Celsius. Let us know if you've tried those out. It does seem silly to have such low calories. I mean, an energy drink. Why would you not have a bunch of sugar in it? But because of the current state of affairs with people being down on sugar, except for athletes, you'll have this. Anyway, let me get up to SNN here real quick and talk space weather, news, earth weather, perhaps. And get this road on the show, or something like that. What's the term? Break a neck? Oh, break a leg. That's it. So, yeah, just gonna head up here to SNN, the least busted name in news, at my lovely stand-up desk. Oh, it's so good. Highly recommend you get a stand-up desk, folks. If you ain't got one, you need one. It's exquisite. It's exquisitely splentacular. And indeed, fantabulous. Highly recommend you get yourself a fantabulously splendorific stand-up desk. Otherwise, how are you going to stand up at your desk? Do it. You know you want to do it. Stand up at your desk, folks. I dare ya. Put a kneeling stool at your desk and get on your knees, fool. On your knees. In other news, did you know most cyclists also own cars? Did you know that, folks? A lot of people think that we ride bikes because we can't afford a car or something, which is adorable. Most cyclists have cars and drive them. Some are even pro drivers. So, all right, here's the space weather stuff. We had a mild geomagnetic storm this morning. The CME was a little bit later than expected. So it showed up something like, I want to say 12 hours later than it was expected to. So we did talk about CME impact, but we didn't really see very much. If I recall, let's see what we had here. Oh, it was a glancing blow type of an impact. So no major effects there from that. We had brief geomagnetic storm conditions, KP5. That's as high as we got. So just a G1 geomagnetic storm, nothing resembling anything like hardcore. As far as activity, it looks like activity's gone down. Let me just check here. Sunspot number has dropped below the average now. We're down below 150 at about 143 sunspots. And our 10.7 centimeter radio flux is down to 188 solar flux units. If you're wondering what a solar flux unit is, it's 10,000 Jansky of radio flux density. It's just a measure of radio flux density. Jansky is used to measure radio traveling through space, the near vacuum of space. So yeah, not a lot to look at here. X-ray flux is pretty chill. We just have a C-class background flux, so it's not inactive. You're going to see it drop below a C-class. So there probably still is some chance of significant flares. Let's take a look at our magnetogram and SDO intensitygram. That is still quite a lot of sunspots there. So that's what 148 sunspots looks like. Let's turn the camera around briefly and show you. There you go. There are the 148 sunspots or so. So that's a pretty active sun there. And as far as magnetic fields, there are the magnetic fields. This group that's setting in the southwest is by far the most likely place for large solar flares. So this group right here is the one to watch. Something went wrong. Hold on a minute. There we go. That's the sunspot group to watch. And if you do see a large flare, it's most likely to come out of this area right in here. So that's what's going on with sunspot activity. There are some deltas remaining there, especially like in this area right in here. So this area here is what to watch as we see some umbra of opposite polarity in close proximity to each other and at a north-south orientation from each other. So that makes flaring a little more likely. And we'll show you an animation here real quick. How about the past couple days? We haven't showed a lot of data lately, so we'll show the past 48 hours in the SDO 171 angstroms before we clear this video out. So if you've got comments, leave them now. Otherwise, you may forever have to hold your psst, your P's, your Q's, your peace, and your online cues. So I'll talk news stories here while I just let the sun play, since that is, oh, it's so good. Look at how great that is. That's my favorite wavelength, folks. What's yours? Let us know in the comments. All right, we'll talk news stories here briefly. I'll keep my ghoulish face off of the screen, so you don't have to be terrified by viewing my visage, a sight you may never unsee. What Goldman's top traders think about the market as we enter the September slump. Oh my God! The September slump, folks. Sideline all of your money because September slump. Oh no! Make sure you subscribe. Pardon my alarmism. There's a lot of fear-mongering in the headlines, especially when you have a weak news day. You have yellow dog journalists all covering the same stories, often uninteresting stories. Is there too much scrutiny on you? Is somebody turning up the heat? Are you afraid that the sun is going to murder you? Well, cuddle up for the apocalypse with our Galactic Current Sheet Volux blanket. Yeah, the Galactic Current Sheet blanket. Cuddle up to the apocalypse in comfort. This way you can tell people what's caused the destruction of civilization. It's me, the galactic current sheet. I'm a very weak magnetic field that orients plasma, but barely. I'm imaginary and I don't destroy stars. However, consider me the Star Destroyer. Galactic current sheet. Get the blanket, cuddle up for the apocalypse in comfort, and this way, your bunker mates will be less likely to consume you as food. Or maybe they'll make you into an enchilada. Not really sure. Don't really care, because you're not going to really need a bunker. Anyway, there are the past 48 hours of the closest star. The government threatening to declare a national housing emergency. The Treasury Secretary stating that we may declare a national housing emergency in fall. What does that mean? Are they going to contribute cash so that I can purchase real estate and stop paying a ridiculous amount for rent? That would be nice, but I doubt it. Yeah. Gee, like, I'm not so sure I want the government to come and help. It makes me feel like there'd be added scrutiny on me, like they're turning up the heat. Oh my God, I'm turning into a French fry. Dear God. Fortunately, I use beef tallow as... yes. I spread beef tallow all over my skin. Every time I shower, beef tallow. Sometimes lard, it depends. Yeah, it's the best. What do you buy, like lotion? What do you use, oil of Olay or something? Pfft. Beef tallow for everything, bro. Beef towel to oil up your air hockey table. Beef tallow on your pool cue. Beef tallow enemas. Beef tallow to clean your glasses. Beef tallow as urethral lubrication. beef tallow in your catheter. But I digress. All right, so a national housing emergency may be declared. Quote, on this Labor Day, it was a pleasure to visit restaurants in Virginia and D.C. to thank the hardworking men and women serving our communities. Thanks to President Trump's one big beautiful bill, they'll see no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, so they can keep more of their... What does that have to do with declaring a national emergency? Because they can't afford housing? Oh, the housing affordability crises. Gee, I think I just mentioned those earlier. It's almost like I have psychic powers. I wasn't even reading the headlines. How you like them apples? Not too much. Anyway, back to our images of the sun. As I am feeling like a French fry. Dear God, I've been French fried. Politicians getting rich while in office. I think I heard of that. Google's Android lockdown. Are you really in control of your phone? No, because the phone is designed to spy on you, not to function as a phone. What, you think a phone is designed to function as a phone? It's designed to collect data to sell to Indian and Chinese market makers. What are you, nuts? There are billions of people over there. You think they want to know how you shop? You Westerners, you stupid Westerners, they want to know how you shop because they think that people in China and India shop just like you, which is ridiculous. Google, they break their own software and then they say that was caused by user error. That's Google, the world's leading manufacturer of junkware. That's Google. Black Cops 420 says, good after... Oh, wait, I've got other comments here. Cinnamon Roll says, what did I just join? You joined a video where I talk about cycling, space weather, any news stories, whatever anybody brings up in the comments, and maybe even about
your soul, how it's being cast into an ever deepening and darkening abyss of doom, destruction, and doo-doo diarrhea content about space weather on YouTube. Are you watching Tamitha Skov? You know, Space Weather Woman? And our channel? You aren't? Well, then you're probably watching nonsense about space weather. Congratulations. All I can say is, Universum Liberate. Universum Liberate. It means free everybody. And if that sounds too radical for you, you're scared. What are you scared? Everybody's going to be free. Ooh, look out. Oh, no. People will get revenge on me because they're free. Oh, I'm so spooked. Yeah, Google's Android lockdown. That's nice. Android's new rule requires all app developers submit personal information on Google, even for apps outside the Play Store. Critics argue this threatens user freedom and ignores solutions. Well, no. The proprietary software of Android threatens user freedom and ignores solutions? No. Not Google. They're totally transparent and not pure evil. Anybody like to comment on why they removed Don't Be Evil from their official corporate charter? Anybody? Anybody? I mean, I know why. I mean, I have the only theory that I can come up with that's plausible. So that's probably why. But maybe I won't share. I don't know. It's whatever. What did I just join? Yeah, you joined this stream. Cheers. And thanks for leaving a comment. Cinnamon roll. Do you make your own? Black Cops 420. Good afternoon, UNC. Are you calling me Unc? Are you referring to me as your uncle? Because I might be your second cousin, but I ain't got no siblings. So I can't possibly be your uncle, sir. Or madam. Because I guess you could be Black Cops 420 and be a gal. So, yeah, are you really in control of your phone? Is planned obsolescence built into all the proprietary operating systems? Yes, they're all trash. So whether it's Microsoft, or whether it's Android, or whether it's Apple, they're all trash, all of them. The only good OSs in the world are free and open source, like Linux, Ubuntu, Peppermint, etc. Linux Mint, Ubuntu, those are the world's real OSs. They're made by real computer nerds who update the software. They work. They're free and open source. Any computer that breaks down, you can resurrect it by using Linux. All right? So just putting the facts out there, folks. Microsoft, Apple, and Google's days are numbered for like monopolizing OSs. It's only a matter of time before most people just say, fuck this, and switch to Linux and stop using these proprietary OSs. They don't need to exist. All they are spyware. That's it. They are designed to spy on you. They are not designed to function. These companies measure the success of software in engagement. Think about that. How long are you engaged with the software? In other words, the more of your time it wastes, the better the software is. Think about how pathetic that is. That is one of the lamest things I've ever heard. That's why the software is full of bugs. It doesn't need to work. It just needs to spy on you. So, facts, it may sound shocking, but facts often are. And that's why certain companies, Google, hide facts from people and put out disinformation and also misinformation. They pay people tens of thousands of dollars per month to tell you misinformation. Like, the phase of the moon determines what crypto trades you should make and shit like that. So, yeah, that's my rant. All right, we'll close out with financial markets and U.S. weather. So I will report on if there is any U.S. weather, because I don't frankly know. Here in the Lehigh Valley, it is splentacularly gorgeous, and I see a cold front blasting through Wisconsin. I can tell just by looking at the radar. So let's just show this to our dudes on this lovely September 3rd. And if you are riding your bike, folks, be
cognizant of squirrels. They will try to jump in front of you, and one of the things that you can do to avoid hitting them is go psst. If you make that psst sound, they'll usually respond to that, or you can try to hit them on purpose. That'll make it for like a better dodge. Usually, they'll usually try to dodge. Just pick one line and try to run them over, or do the psst sound. It works pretty good. So there we've got a bunch of rain there stretching from South Dakota to the Great Lakes, and then there's a little bit of scattered showers there in the south, as well as in the Pacific Northwest. So that's what's going on with weather. As far as financial stuff goes, I'll say a thing. I'll say what's going to happen with the markets. The markets are going to open in a way that they're going to be down. The NASDAQ is down. It looks like it's crashing, and it definitely should, because those stocks are overvalued, in my opinion. The pioneers in AI, yeah, really, really overvalued. They're pioneers in NI, not intelligence. So yeah, the NASDAQ is going to open, well, it's currently down in pre-market trading, 175 points. I guess it's not really dollars, or it's points. A change of 0.8%. The S&P down 44, a change of 0.69%. And the Dow Jones, currently in pre-market, down 249, a change of 0.5%. So it's not really a big deal. I'll call out crypto and gold prices, and then I'll close out this stream. And thanks for tuning in. If you've got comments, leave them now, because this thing's going to be ending in about 2 minutes. And I'm talking Ben Shapiro speeds now, so if you can't keep up, then make sure you view in syndication, and then leave comments and tell me that I talk too fast. So Bitcoin is at, according to Coinmetrics, Bitcoin is at 111,526. Wow, that is way the hell up. Geez, 111,000. And then Ether is at, according to Coinmetrics, Ether is at 4,375. And Stellar Lumens, according to Coinmetrics, is at 36 cents. 36 cents. Stellar Lumens, only 36 cents per stellar lumen. Gold is at, let's see, first currencies. The yen is down versus the dollar marginally. The ICE US dollar index is down 7 cents. The US dollar is up versus the Japanese yen, and versus the British pound, the euro. It's up versus all the other currencies. Gold is at $3,615.90, a change of $23. So lots of money flowing into gold there, folks. Gold up $23 in pre-market trading. Oil down $1.19. Silver at over $40 an ounce, $41.24. And who remembers when we told you to buy silver at $12 an ounce? Anybody? Anybody? One of our viewers bought silver at about 14 an ounce. I think she might have liquidated at about $28, but she doubled her money in about 8 months, a year, something like that. I don't know. You could look at the chart and figure it out. Shout out to Kimberly. Hopefully it's another lovely day as winter starts to come to a close in the land from under Australia, folks, as we've got viewers from all around the world. Anyway, it's time to close this thing out. Thanks for tuning in. Congratulations on realizing the channel exists. Don't forget to press all the things like, share, etc. Visit the links in the description. And don't forget, folks, do one thing to change your fitness today. If you want to change your fitness, focus on sleep first. But if you've already done that, pick one thing, do one thing, because the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. When you do one thing that's going to advance your fitness goals, you'll do another thing and another thing and another thing, because you'll start a ball rolling. And again, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So make the single step, and the rest of the steps, let us know in the comments what happens with it. We'll see you soon here with more content at the Smash News Network, the Busted Name of News. And until next time, I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. Smash-O-Mash, signing off and saying, Universum Liberate, free and empower everyone.